everyone, my name is Gina Ariola. Thank you guys for taking the time to view my video. Today, I will share with you my metacognitive mechanics rule assignment. So without further ado, let's dive in and get started. Double negatives. The struggle is real. The rule I struggle with deals with double negatives. First off, this form of bad grammar is more popular than given credit. The reason is this grammatical error often occurs verbally and is cemented in language during youth. Over time, it becomes harder and harder of a habit to break. This assignment made me think back and ask myself, how did this rule escape me? Off the cuff, I don't exactly remember learning this rule. Perhaps I was sick that day. Perhaps the teacher failed to test me on it. I don't know what the reason is exactly, but it just hasn't stuck in my head. Okay, further, and what I think more reason why I suffer from it is that it's commonly used in conversations with peers, and it's found in slang language. Okay? What are double negatives? According to Google, the definition of a double negative is a negative statement containing two negative elements. Secondly, a positive statement in which two negative elements are used to produce a positive force, usually for some particular rhetorical effect. In layman's terms, there are two types of double negatives. One has to deal with two negative words side by side. For example, it wasn't uninteresting. And the other, two negative words with a verb in the middle. I didn't see nothing. Okay. I have more examples of double negatives. And example number one, the incorrect statement, I didn't see nothing. The corrected statement, I didn't see anything. And example number two, the incorrect statement is, I don't know nothing about anatomy. The corrected statement, I don't know anything about anatomy. I'd like to add a third example, again using the example I just used, which would be two negatives side by side. And in this form, the two negatives cancel out and essentially make a positive statement. It wasn't uninteresting. Basically, the wasn't is canceling the fact that it was uninteresting. Next slide. The story of the double negative. This slide is it's like a highlight reel of the article that I read and posted on the forum. The main point of the article states that double negatives are not appropriate in English because they cause meanings to be confusing and illogical. It also explores how there is a disconnect with how English is formally taught and how it is verbally expressed. It also reinforces the two different types of double negatives, as I mentioned before, two negative words side by side, and two negative words in a sentence with the verb in the middle. The article essentially gives a background on the history behind double negatives and touches on the fact that it is a byproduct of conversational speech. Origins can be found as far back as the earliest first translations of the King James Bible. And also Shakespeare used triple negatives. I think I'll have to look that one up. Next we have Breaking Bad, overcoming the habit of double negatives. In writing, double negatives can be avoided by being a little conscientious of using two negative words in a sentence. Just kind of be mindful of their position and to see that they're not conflicting with each other. Or if in fact you are using two double negatives side by side, that is more evident. The tougher hurdle to overcome, I believe, would be verbal communication. If you can overcome that hurdle, I believe that the writing itself would naturally reflect better grammar. In verbal communication, it is critical to just be cognizant of expression and to slow down when speaking and to kind of just be aware of word choice. Not as easy as it seems. Because we have a tendency just to talk without thinking and let our thoughts flow and that sort of thing. Last, I'd like to close with the slide of references I use to compile the information for the slide chart and for the inputs I used on the forum. Thank you, everyone, and have a good day.